start with the diseases of apples and their management. As you all know, there is a proverb that one apple a day keeps a doctor away. But do you know that apple also suffers from the diseases? So today's chapter is on the disease of apple and the management. Coming to what is the botanical name of apple? Malus domestica, and it belongs to family Rosaceae. The production of this crop in the world is around 76.51 metric ton. In India it is 2891 metric tons. The productivity of this crop in India is 10.1 metric ton per hectare as compared to more than 14 metric ton per hectare in the world. India is the largest producer of this crop. It is produced in Jammu and Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh and Uttarakhand. Jammu and Kashmir is the largest producer, about 64.5% of apple as compared to 30.1% in Himachal Pradesh. Now we should know which are the diseases which is causing losses to this crop. So we'll start first with the fungal diseases. The most important diseases are apple scab, root rot, collar rot, powdery mildew, sooty blotch and fly speck, canker and blue mold. So we'll start first with the apple scab. Apple scab is caused by Venturia inequalis. It was first reported in Sweden and from Kashmir Valley on the cultivar Ambal. This disease caused epidemic in 1975 in Kashmir and 1981 in Himachal Pradesh. Among the 5 diseases of national importance, this crop is also having this disease is also under the domestic quarantine. So you all know that we have quarantine measures. So for this particular disease, we have a domestic quarantine. Now coming to the symptoms. Symptoms which are very important for any disease. How should we diagnose it? How should we detect it? First, we should see the leaves. We'll find that on the leaves there are velvety olive green lesion with indistinct margins which turn metallic black. If you see on the fruits, the fungus stimulates cork formation beneath the spots that may cover the fruits and result in severe fruit disfiguration. Coming to the twigs, now we can see the symptoms on the twigs also, because this is a disease which is spreading in the whole crop canopy. So when you see the twigs, you find that the infections which are easily overlooked, they are the same like the lesions which look like enlarged lenticels. So now you can see how the symptoms are looking like in the picture. Now before understanding the management of any disease, you all should know the life cycle of that particular pathogen which is causing the disease. So now if you see in the board, you find that the life cycle is described here. If you see that the scab spots, they are formed on what? On the infected fruits and the leaves. Now these leaves and the fruits, they are the actually which are responsible for the spread of the disease. So where the fungus is overwintering? The fungus is overwintering on the dead leaves, and these dead leaves, they lie on the ground. Now on the ground, when we see that when they are lying on the ground in the orchard, the ascospores are produced. These ascospores, which are the flask-shaped body, they are lying in the dead leaves. Now what happens next? Ascospores, they are ejected in the spring, that is after rainfall. And these ascospores then spread by the wind. They again cause the infection when the new season comes, and the infection is caused on what? Fruit and the leaves. So here we see the whole life cycle is completed. So our pathogen has got a system where it can lie buried in the crop as well as it can immediately germinate when it gets the optimum conditions. There are conidia which are formed from the secondary spores, and they are formed on the spots over spring, summer and autumn. Rain splash and wind spread conidia throughout the orchard, causing the mold infection. So this is how the whole life cycle is of this particular pathogen. Now, like any other crop, we also have to follow the management strategies. What are those 4 aspects, major aspects, through which we can do the disease management? So some of them are first is resistant varieties. Now please choose resistant variety like Shreen, Firdaus, Akbar, Freedom, Belmac, Red Free and Prime. These are some of the important varieties which have been reported as resistant. You know what is resistant variety? The varieties which can tolerate this particular disease and do not show the symptoms, and do not cause, also the losses are not caused because of these varieties. Now coming to the sanitation. What happens in the sanitation? We have to keep our orchards clean. We have to see that there are no infected fruits, leaves lying on the ground, and if they are lying, otherwise the pseudothocial bodies will be developing, and so to avoid the overwintering of our pathogen, we need to clean our orchards. Now another aspect is biological control. There are very important 2 biocontrol agents being reported, Trichoderma and Microspheropsis aureaceae. Now these both biocontrol agents, they reduce the population of this particular pathogen. Now coming to the chemical control. So we apply some of the protected fungicides which are applied as routinely, actually 7-day intervals, so that we avoid the infection. Which are those ones? Number 1, Becor at the rate of 0.5%, Dodine at the rate of 0.6%, and this is actually applied at the pink bud stage. We also can apply urea on the fallen leaves at the rate of 0.14%. So this is a whole schedule we can follow, and therefore we can keep the disease away from the crop.